see how to go from having a dog that has never walked on a leash while respecting the handler, in other words, a dog that pulls, to achieving what is the most important key point for our walking, a dog that looks at us, doesn't pull, stays with us, and takes a walk together with us while respecting the leash tension. That is, the dog never makes the leash taut, but always keeps it loose. Okay. Great. Hi guys, this is Yuki. He's a UKC Pitbull, a Pitbull who was left at our center because, basically, he was abandoned. Not because his owners were bad people or anything like that, but because they really had some personal problems that we won't go into here. But now we have this dog who has had some training, but was completely lacking in socialization. The dog doesn't know how to walk on a leash. The dog doesn't know how to interact. But let's take a look at this now. Let's see it for a moment. So, Ilaria, who always helps us, we're going to ask her to do something. From the far end of the field to here, you'll walk back and forth with the dog, okay? Of course, this way we'll see how this dog walks, naturally. Afterwards, we'll have a brief explanation of how you can teach a dog to walk. I repeat, always consult a professional. But let's see this part, which could be fun because I assure you, I haven't taken this dog out of the kennel or exercise area for 2 months. So, from the kennel, he would go out into the exercise area, run around, but he's never actually been on a walk. In fact, you can see that the leash is always tight. Now let's watch him walking so we can see him better. If I asked you, Ilaria, to walk back and forth from that door and then come back. Let's look at the dog. See how far ahead he is of the handler. Look how much the dog's nose is on the ground. The dog never looks at the handler. Let's take a closer look. Do you see the direction the dog is going? He's always ahead, like many dogs that pull you along. His nose is always on the ground. The handler isn't interesting to him. The surrounding environment is more interesting. I'll explain later why this happens. Let's do something. Now I'll take the dog directly and let's see what happens. It'll take me a few minutes to do this, but let's see where we get. Look, we're just at the beginning. Watch how I hold the leash. Look, I stop. The dog stops. We're at the start of the work. I'll show you what happens after a few more minutes of work, okay? Let's go? Great. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go? I turn, the dog turns. One finger. Look. 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 We'll explain why this happens. Another 2 minutes of work, and let's see what happens. Let's go? That's truly fantastic. This is a magnificent and wonderful development, exceeding all expectations and bringing immense satisfaction. It's genuinely a remarkable and outstanding achievement in every possible way. There he is. Yes, indeed. Good boy. What the heck, Uncle? Okay, all right, okay. The problem with leading is that you have to imagine that a dog, when we put a leash on him, has no idea what this leash is. This is a problem tied to the idealization we have of dogs. This dog arrived pulling on the leash. Look at how my movement made him stop pulling. Look at the leash now. Obviously, this is his first session. Do you see how he's a bit confused? He just stands there like that. Oh my God, what are you doing to me? You're making me walk. For him, it's a mental effort. Let's open him up a little. Come on, Chubby. Yes, treat. Yeah, rewards are essential for training. Look. A pit bull that's generally aggressive. Huh. Super, super. Yeah. Okay, okay. All right. Isla, come here. Come get the dog. There she is. Yeah, he's tired. Now you take him inside for a bit, and then we'll continue with the day's work. Every time we put on a leash, we're explaining a mechanism that represents the relationship between the canine world and the human world. The mistake you're making is thinking that your dog shouldn't pull on the leash just because you've idealized a dog that doesn't pull. But the dog truly doesn't know how not to pull on the leash. Let me tell you something important. The dog doesn't even really know what a leash is. And if my leash works, being securely attached, being put under significant strain, so under constant tension, and while the dog persistently pulls, I simply follow along with that tension. What exactly am I teaching the dog in this situation? That the leash is used in this way. But if you really want to build a relationship with your dog so that it follows you in a world it doesn't know, we need to teach the rules of the leash. Today we saw how, starting from a dog that, I swear on whatever you want, was brought here for the first time in the condition you saw, and then in a moment was brought into proper walking behavior. There are rules to follow. You can't teach all of this in a tutorial, that's clear. But you saw that the way you move, the way you reward, the biomechanics of movement lead the dog to not move ahead and to become interested in us.